everyone. All right, so I wanted to touch base briefly upon the topic of independence because independence is really our ultimate goal when we're working with our individuals. And although we've talked a little bit about the importance of independence, specifically when we're teaching tasks, and how we use least to most prompting in order to really try to encourage independent responding. I feel like in general we need to remember that to uphold our clients' dignity when we're working with them and really create some socially significant change, we need to remember that at the end of the day we're working so that they can be functional in life. And being independent is obviously such an important part of that functionality. So, independence is really the end goal as well, with every IEP goal in mind. Every intervention or skill program that we want to create independent adults, and we need to start on this right away. There are some things you need to do to help students be more independent. Some of them we've already gone over. For example, the bathroom, right? During bathroom time, prompt the students to be as independent as possible. Let them do some of the steps on their own, such as getting the soap or flushing the toilet. Your goal is to get out of helping them with their bathroom routine, and to the point where they can do it all on their own. Obviously, that's what we do task analyses for. But if you don't have a task analysis in place and it's not a goal and objective, having those visuals in line for them really help with those routines, right? So remember, you got to wash your hands, and that way you can be hands off, and you can maybe just point to the steps to give them that extra reminder of everything, and then they can do it themselves. Dressing is another great example. So the morning and end of the day can be hectic time for kids, even if they're proficient at dressing, right? We know, especially with our ADHD friends, that this can particularly be a difficult time, especially if they're on meds and it hasn't either kicked in yet or it's definitely fading off. It can be tempting to help just put their coats on themselves, put them on them, and just rush them out the door, literally just do everything for them, but that's not creating independence. So teaching those little steps, such as doing the buttons or zipping up the jacket independently, and then putting it all together again in that task training procedure is going to be really beneficial. But then also having that visual schedule set up for them can help create some more independence and can help them navigate through that routine a little bit faster, because it's predictable. It's going to be the same way every day. There's a concrete visual that you might be able to use that shows all of the steps in either their dressing routine or the morning routine expectation as a whole, or maybe the evening routine. Okay? And plus, you can't argue with a visual. It's here, it's concrete, it's not going anywhere, it's the same thing every single day. So you can just keep referring to it and say, nope, sorry, we can't have a snack until we go to the bathroom, we brush our teeth, take a shower, and get into our PJs, okay? And the same can be said with eating. Eating is another time where it's incredibly important to foster a sense of independence, right? And especially because oftentimes it's a community time or a social time where individuals are with each other. So it would be really nice if they had some independence. We all want the student to be able to eat independently with no help. That's our end goal, but we might not even get there 110%, but we can definitely work towards it one step at a time. Especially working with occupational therapists and physical therapists can be beneficial for eating, because a lot of it has to do with that fine and gross motor. So you might want to consider using some adaptive silverware or plates or cups, and that can even help foster independence with eating routines. Another way that you can foster independence, and this is in the classroom environment or at home, is jobs. Having a job is a great way to teach life skills, make your life easier, and include each student as a member of the community classroom or the community at home in a residence. The point is for them to do the jobs themselves, right? It's very encouraging. It creates some self-esteem and self-worth, like they can accomplish stuff. Um, and using that least to most prompting really helps them do as much as they can by themselves. Okay. Another important thing to work on, and sometimes this comes with a little bit older children, is really isolating and teaching those life skills. Things that are going to be fundamental for them to be a little bit more independent in the future. So some of the programs that you might be implementing might be literally teaching them how to do laundry, or sorting laundry, or sorting dishware, putting the dishes away, or sweeping the floor, or taking out the garbage. Some of them might be more job skills based training, right? I know back in the day I had a kiddo who we would teach to sort videos, and he would put the videos on a shelf according to category, right? Of course, we don't have videos anymore, so a more functional skill might be something like stocking shelves, helping to clean up, maybe greeting people, doing basic cashier work, that sort of thing. So along that same line, the community is obviously a place where we can work a lot in to help create some independence, because again, they're not going to be in a structured environment for the rest of their lives, hopefully, right? In a classroom, at home, sitting in the living room or their bedroom, at the kitchen table. We really need to be able to generalize all of these skills to the typical environment, because realistically, that's what's going to be most socially significant for them. So we always need to keep that train of thought about what I'm doing now, how is that going to impact them for the future? Am I teaching them those goals and skills that are at the bottom of the pyramid that they need in order to reach goals in the future that are going to be useful and helping them feel like they're a member of society, and that they're useful, and that they have some self-esteem? Remember when we were talking about creating our basic ABA goals and programming, we always want to think about the functionality of it. Who cares if they say pleasantries, pleases, and thank yous if they can't even ask for juice or something to eat, right? So we always need to think about what's our primary focus here for this kiddo, and what's going to be the most meaningful for them. So I think that this is a great end to our independence. There are a lot of wonderful programs out there for those that age out of the 18 cap and go into DDS related services. And so if you'd like more information on those, please check out DDS, the Department of Disabilities. They've got a plethora of information for resources, job opportunities, residential support services, school-based services, everything you can possibly think of in ways that we can help support our older individuals with disabilities.